Hello friends, welcome back to Steno World. Now I am going to dictate legal matter at the rate of 95 WPM. Get ready for the dictation. 3, 2, 1, start. The plaintiff alleged that owing to the enmity which exists between him and defendant, the latter complained to the superintendent of police, who directed on that complaint that proceedings under section 107 Criminal Procedure Code should be taken against plaintiff and certain other persons. When the case under section 107 Criminal Procedure Code was pending in the court of a magistrate, the defendant made a complaint under section 506 IPC against the plaintiff. The case was tried by the same magistrate who had heard the case under section 107 Criminal Procedure Code. The plaintiff alleged that the complaint made against him under section 506 IPC was false to the knowledge of the defendant and was filed without reasonable and probable cause and maliciously. It is also the case of the plaintiff that the proceedings under section 107 Criminal Procedure Code were also started at the instance of the defendant falsely, maliciously, and without any reasonable and probable cause. The learned magistrate who heard both these cases found that the complaint under section 506 IPC was true, and further that the case under section 107 Criminal Procedure Code was one in which it was necessary to bind down plaintiff. In the case under section 107 Criminal Procedure Code, he was bound over for a period of 1 year. Against these two orders, plaintiff preferred appeals to the court of the sessions judge, who held that both the complaints were untrue and therefore he acquitted the plaintiff in respect of the charge under section 506 IPC and also passed an order of discharge in connection with the case under section 107 Criminal Procedure Code. After the termination of the above mentioned two cases, the plaintiff instituted two suits for malicious prosecution against defendant. Appeal relates to the charge under section 506 IPC, while second appeal relates to the case which had been started under section 107 Criminal Procedure Code. The defense in both the cases was that the charges were true and there was no want of reasonable and probable cause. The learned subordinate judge who tried the two cases came to the conclusion that the plaintiff had failed to make out the cases set up by him. In his opinion, in both the cases, the charges were true. The result was that both the suits were dismissed. The plaintiff has preferred these two appeals against the decision of the learned subordinate judge. In the court below, the evidence was recorded in respect of both complaints in one suit, but separate judgments were given. In our opinion, it will be convenient if we deal with these two appeals separately. We first propose to deal with the case in connection with the charge under section 506 IPC. Before we proceed to discuss the merits of the appeal before us, it is necessary to give a finding on a point which has been urged before us by learned counsel for the appellant. It has been strenuously argued by him that in a case like the one before us is a criminal court gives a verdict of not guilty against the person prosecuted, then it is no longer open to a civil court in a suit for malicious prosecution to challenge the order of acquittal, and further that it is not open to the complainant to prove that the charge made by him was true, and therefore no damages should be allowed as against him. In other words, the contention of the learned counsel, if accepted, amounts that after the acquittal of a person prosecuted, the prosecutor is stopped from showing in a suit for malicious prosecution that the charge made by him was in fact true. For the purpose of his argument, learned counsel divides cases relating to malicious prosecution into two divisions. One may be a case in which the truth or falsity of the charge is known to both the prosecutor and the person prosecuted. The other may be a case in which the prosecutor acts on the information received by him from other persons and about matters in connection with which he himself has no personal knowledge.